Today on the TMZ Podcast.
Hello and welcome to the TMZ Podcast. I'm Charlie Cotton and joining me on the podcast today is Nikki Hendry. How are you, Nikki?
I'm doing okay. How are you, Charlie?
I'm very good. Thank you. The craziest photos I've ever seen, like in this year, you obtained somehow of this Aoki Lee Simmons.
Somehow.
I mean, you're in charge of getting the clips and the videos for our
Yes, I
website.
am.
And these photos of Aoki kissing like a guy 44 years, 44, 45.
Yep, she is 21 years old and Vittorio is 65, but we'll get into all of
We'll
that.
get into that because maybe there's trouble in paradise for the lovebirds. We'll also talk about Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Remember her?
Yes.
She went to prison for kind of assisting in her mother's murder.
Uh-huh.
Well, she's out now and she is having some relationship issues and she's shooting a new reality show. And so there's a lot of drama happening in her life. So we'll get into that. Our almost news is just the best.
Tori Spelling is the gift that keeps on giving.
Is just the best story. So stay tuned for that. But to begin with, Sly Stallone is in the thick of it right now because he's being accused of insulting extras on the set of his show, Tusla King. So Tusla King, like, he's a mafia member who is in charge of a group's new operations in Tulsa.
Yeah.
So he moves to Tulsa, and a lot of it takes place at bars, and, you know, he's going around the place trying to, like, bring people to justice, so to speak.
Yeah.
And in one such bar, there were a bunch of extras in the bar, and he thought the extras were too old, and what he allegedly said was the extras are ugly. He called one a tub of lard. At one point, he allegedly called the director over and he said, "What the F is up with these effing ugly background actors?" And the background actors are there and they can hear him. He referred to one guy as a fat guy with a cane. And said guy heard it and allegedly it hurt his soul. We got to say, though, that the director is responding to this story saying, well, the casting director who, alleged these claims wasn't on set that day, and that this scene was supposed to be shot in a bar with hip young people.
Yes.
It was supposed to be a young bar, and it was kind of miscast as these older people.
Right.
And so there's a difference of story going on here. But what do you think about it?
So this is a big, huge tangled web that we should try and untangle, right? So you have a casting supervisor. Her name is Rose Locke, and she claimed that, Sly did all of these things, right? Then you have the director and the EP of the series, Craig, who is telling, TMZ that no insults were hurled. This lady is just bitter because, she ended up quitting an hour after he had addressed an issue with her. So basically she was told she's not doing her job well, and she took it to the most extreme, and he's saying it's a retaliation against all of that.
Right. Well, I mean, wouldn't there be witnesses? Like, I'm sure
100%. So where's the guy who is reportedly, quote, fat guy with a cane? Where is he? Where is he at? Where's he at to either defense, right? Is he at Rose's defense or is he at Sly Stallone's defense?
I mean, I think we're going to find out the real truth behind these allegations.
You think so?
Well, I
think
mean,
more people are going to come forward?
If he said this on set, then lots of people heard it and I think would share their story. Sly said allegedly that he wants pretty young girls to be around me in this bar. And so now the director is saying, no, he didn't say that because his wife, Jennifer Flavin, was on set the whole time.
Yes.
And he would have said that in front of Jennifer.
So there's a part of me, though, that does feel like, there may be truth, some truth, there's two truths and a lie, right? So I feel like there's probably a little bit of truth to what he was saying, right? So if he's upset about the casting of it's supposed to be a hip, cool bar, and you have people above the age of 35 in this hip, cool bar, that's not a good look for your scene, for your movie, right? For the creative direction you're trying to go into. However, bring the pretty girls around me, your wife's on set. You know what I mean? So maybe that's not true, but maybe she was just, Rose was just reaching for some things. But I think the big thing is Craig said she wasn't on set that day. So where is she getting all of her facts that she's claiming to be facts,
I suppose from the extras themselves. And if they're the reason she quit was because of this, back and forth with the director. And the director said, you need to give us headshots of the extras you're going to use
Yeah.
on set, and so we can
Right.
approve them or not. And she's like, I don't work that way.
But see, that's so weird to me because any casting director, no matter what, I mean, even on American Idol, you know, for casting type of stuff, they have all of the headshots of people laid out because you're going through so many different people. You got to be able to remember, like, oh, that's
Right.
the guy with the glasses that I really liked. He said this, you know. So that's weird to me. There's a part of me that does not think that what she is saying is accurate. But I mean, I guess we'll see.
I mean,
I don't know.
For one, I personally bet he said these things or things like this.
Really?
But I also bet that she wasn't doing her job properly. Like,
Yeah.
she should have got the correct looking actors for whatever the scene entailed.
I don't know. He doesn't strike me as that type of person to
He
say these
doesn't?
things.
He strikes me
No.
very much as that type of
Really?
person.
Well, see, this is where we differ.
Well, I mean,
I wonder what story we're going to come together on.
Well,
Who?
let's see. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here's the next story we're going to come together on. Aoki Simmons and her alleged boyfriend, she called him her boyfriend, Vittoria Assaf, reportedly have split
Already?
after a whirlwind weekend romance. The Daily Mail is reporting, and so we'll take their word for it, but, you know, maybe it's not 100%. But they're reporting that they're over, that they said they're 100% done, that he never really was her boyfriend. She just referred to him as such. It was kind of just a vacation between sort of like friends with benefits.
Oh
maybe?
my God.
Because they were kissing and stuff. She was on Instagram Live or somewhere and said that she like showed his shoes and was like, look how huge his shoes are. That makes me really happy. He's 6'4". So they were just like banging for the weekend. I don't know. What does she get out? Does she enjoy like him? And she must see him as an attractive guy, but we not sure.
She is 21 years old, and a lot of people are attacking her for having daddy issues, which is the reason why she went towards an older man with money, an older man who's going to, you know, kind of cater to what she wants. Took her on a St. Bart's vacation. That's where all of these photos came from of them kissing and them being on the beach and being on vacation together. So a lot of people took it more seriously than I think it actually is, right? I think this dude just took a hot girl, and maybe her friends were with her, to St. Bart's for a fun vacation.
Her friends weren't with her.
No, they weren't.
Well, I mean, she didn't show them on her
She
Instagram
didn't show
Live.
them. We don't know.
I mean, okay, maybe you don't, but
I mean, or she just went with him. It doesn't matter. But, you know, an insider apparently also told, you know, Daily Mail page 6 that I'm not with him and I was never with him, which seems weird because she clearly was making it seem like she was with him with the video in the car and the kissing him on the beach. Like, it's just, it's really weird to me.
Well, she said that he's an older man with little boy charm. I mean, have you met those old guys who are kind of like charismatic and charming, and when
Heck
you
yeah.
like when you meet them, you kind of like get it.
Yeah.
Maybe he's just one of those cute like old men who's just like, well, he's not even that old, is he?
No, he's 65.
So I mean, he's not like ancient.
Yeah.
But I guess he wooed her he's a powerful man. He owns restaurants. He owns Serafina, the whole restaurant
it's a
group.
huge restaurant in Los Angeles.
So are we hoping that this belief that this isn't true? Are we hoping that like, no, please, I please get back together, guys?
I have no opinion on this story just because of the ridiculousness of like it literally lasted what seems like 1 week and then everyone
and her
was
parents
up
like
in arms.
Like her dad, Russell Simmons had come out.
Yeah.
Russell Simmons had come out and basically been somewhat supportive and like, I love you anyway. What do you do is up to you.
Exactly. I'm not gonna like kick and scream about the choices you're making. You're 21
and
years old.
now they're done apparently. Well, good luck to you guys. Good luck to you guys. Okay. On to our next story. Gypsy Rose Blanchard is filing for divorce from her husband Brian Anderson. So I mean,
this story makes me laugh too.
It makes me laugh, but it also makes me kind of sad. Like this guy, like, you know, was a pen pal of hers. He put in the hard yards, right?
Yeah.
He got with her.
He did.
He got with her when she was in prison. Yeah. And then months afterwards, when she really, you know, sees the real him, finally gets to, you know, have love with the real him, then she wants to drop him like a bad habit.
But see, that's the thing. I don't think the sex was part of it because remember when she came out and said that the D was fire?
Oh, really?
Yeah,
about Ryan's
yes, she was claiming that her sex was awesome because you know when when you see Ryan, he doesn't really look like the type of person who normal people may go for, right? A tall, dark, and handsome type. Like, no, he's got his own personal way of
Being very
being
polite.
charming.
Okay. Yeah.
Shh. I am
Okay.
very polite. And Gypsy Rose fell for that, you
Yeah.
know? But then once that honeymoon phase, in a sense, is over, right? She's not behind bars anymore. She can kind of have the freedom, in a sense, to make her own, decisions and do things. Apparently, he wasn't the person that she thought he was. And she still had that connection with, I do believe his name is Ken, who
Yes.
she's got the matching tattoos with and things like that. And granted, even though they've told us multiple times over, sources close to the couple have told us that they're just friends, her and Ken.
Oh, they're definitely not.
I don't think so.
They got
I
matching
think
tattoos.
yeah.
They were like seen holding hands as
Yes.
they went into the dollar store when they were holding hands. Not a very romantic place to go. But
Listen, I think she was like, I went for the wrong guy.
well, Ken was also, it's her ex-fiance. They were behind bars fiancés. He was another sort of, I don't know if they were pen pals or how they met behind
Yeah.
bars, but he was like just a ring in while she was at prison too. These guys who kind of like, titillated
Yeah.
by this famous but incarcerated
Mhm.
woman.
Yeah.
And who's going to win her once she's out and free? Who gets to be on the reality show? Well, both of them probably.
Totally.
Because she's filming a reality show.
Yeah.
She also has just had plastic surgery.
Yes, we get to see. Hopefully, we get to see her nose. See what
Yeah.
she looks like.
A
after.
rhinoplasty. I actually talked yesterday at LAX to like the guy from Botched.
Yeah.
What's his name? Dr. someone?
Nassif.
Nassif, that's right. Dr. Nassif, and he was like, okay, it's good, if you've had issues with somehow what you look like,
Yeah.
it's good to change that so you feel better about yourself. But he's like, it can be a slippery slope, especially with, new celebrities.
Yeah.
You change something, you feel good about yourself. No, I'm going to change that. No. And then you go down a path where you're just like, you turn into plastic and you end up on Botched. You know what I mean?
That is very true. And she did get it done, I believe. I don't remember exactly where, but it was $5,000 nose job. That seems pretty cheap to me.
Is that cheap?
I don't know. But for a rhinoplasty, I'm pretty sure those are really expensive.
I don't know what the going rate is, to be honest.
I don't know. But this divorce between Ryan, I know that they have their new Lifetime special coming up, reality show series that is
Yes.
coming up. And so apparently we're supposed to be able to hear more of his side of the story. Because right now I feel like Gypsy is running this narrative to the way that she wants it run.
Well, I'm going to watch the reality show.
I think I am too.
It's going to be great. It's going to be. I mean, this all happened because she helped murder her mum. And her mum,
okay.
well, what do you mean, okay? That's why she went to prison. She helped murder her mum, but her mum was like a biatch, so had it coming. And so that's why everyone's on Gypsy's side. That's it in short. That's the story in short.
All right, you got it.
Almost news time. Tori Spelling says she can't poop alone and hasn't for the last 20 years.
Oh my God.
Can you believe that?
This lady.
So she talked about this on her podcast, her Misspelling podcast, and she says he hasn't defecated alone in almost 2 decades. She claims that first it was her husband Dean. They're departed now. They're exes now. It was Dean would have to stand with her in the pooper to so that she could go. And now that Dean's out of the picture, her son Beau, 7 years old, has to stand with her in the bathroom. Let's listen to some of what she had to say.
Like, honestly, I still don't poop alone. Bo still stands there and stares and talks to me, while I'm pooping. It's just I don't know. I haven't peed alone in 18 years. Yeah. First it was Dean, then it was kids. I don't know. I think I function better with people. Is that codependent? Yes. Cool.
I just find it so weird. I have a hard time pooping if there's in a public bathroom and stuff. You
If
know
there's
what I
someone sitting
mean?
next
If
to
there's
you.
someone sitting next to me or someone washing their hands or whatever, even if it's someone I know, I don't know. It's just freaking weird. And then she also, shared a photo recently. I don't know how long ago, but it was her 2 younger children in the bathtub with her.
Yeah.
It's just very weird. But I will say, she does have 5 kids. She was married for a very long time. So I've seen from people who I know have kids, they're never alone. You know,
Right. I mean, I got a toddler, of course. Favorite activity is trying to like
bust into a door that you can't be in, or
Oh,
go to
yeah.
the bathroom with you. They want to just be by you.
Especially if you're like, no, I'm trying to. And it's even funnier. And poop's always funny to kids, so they always want to be around it.
Yes, I don't understand.
But so like, it's not by choice that I poop a lot with a toddler in there.
Exactly.
But to call someone like, hey,
Yes.
Dean, get in here.
Yes.
Or someone
that
like,
part.
and also, not all poops are like created equal. Some sound different. Like, you know what I mean?
Some are smelly.
Some are smelly. Some are like just running water. I mean, I don't know how you poop, but like some, you know.
We're not going to get into how I
Yeah.
poop on this. It's not a podcast about poop.
Right.
But
Well,
no,
how would you still have the like almost attraction and sexual desire for someone when you've just heard them like lay one? It's just weird, man.
Well, I
It's
don't
just
want
a
to
weird
say anything,
story.
but they're no longer married. So.
Well, maybe we know
we
why.
just cracked the case.
Well done, Nikki. Thank you very much for joining me today. And we'll see you guys here tomorrow. Goodbye.